Save now. Turn up the wow at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 20% on new styles.
30 seconds till show.
For a limited time. It's your chance to get 4 years, no interest. Save big on this new sofa. Just $3.98.
Alpha open straight out to soundbite in P1. Open an alpha up to soundbite in P1. Okay. Oh, do you have that video? Can you cue that up in P4?
Interest on brands like Tempur-Pedic and Serta Eye Comfort.
Thank you.
Only at the #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer in North America. Ashley Home Store. This is home. Shop now at ashleyhomestore.com.
B News is sponsored by Parker's.
Stand by.
At Parker's, we have rewards for the Business Elite card holders. As your business
5
grows,
seconds.
so do your discounts at Parker's.
Are we open? Coming up with soundbite in P1.
Local. Now.
Stand by soundbite in P1.
WTOC First Alert Weather Day.
Track 1.
I just knew I was going to go up in the air. I was right there. The debris was flying right at me.
Coming out,
I didn't
coming
have
one
a
out of
thinking
this.
point to jump out the car. I didn't know what to do, so I just sit there and I turned my car to the side.
Stand by, come
and
on.
After that, about 1 minute later, he was gone.
Mike the anchors. Yep.
Tonight, we continue to cover severe storms
Coming out
across
the
the
boxes out of
coastal
this?
empire and low country.
With
Behind
live
us, in
views
fact,
1,
you can
2,
see
and 4.
the destruction that took place about 4 o'clock in Garden City.
Well, the roof of the
Stand by
advanced
boxes
auto
on
parts
camera
completely ripped
1.
off. The store demolished. We have team
Box
coverage
up.
with Tasia
Coming out
Reed,
to
Sean
Tasia and Levy
Evans,
1 next.
and Elizabeth Rollins
Stand
this
by Tasia
evening.
and Levy
Starting
1.
with Tasia, you got to Garden City just as soon as you heard those reports of damage. What is the latest you can tell us tonight?
Mike Tasia and Levy 1. Tasia is full.
But right now, I just want to let you know that Highway 80, a portion of Highway 80, still closed between Burnside Boulevard
He is
as
back
well
live.
as
Well,
to
via
the
MP2.
farmers market. They still have to restore some power, and I'm told police will be out here all night to protect businesses, especially like this one here,
Stand
the
by via
Advanced Auto
MP2.
Parts, where
We'll keep it live for a
obviously you
second.
can see everything was, or not everything, but most things were damaged. Now, in total, 5 minor
And
injuries
we're in BO.
reported and a total of
Well, stand by
14
P3.
structures across the
You want to
county
keep that behind them,
destroyed.
or
SEMA says the National
what
Weather
would you like?
Service
You
will
want to
be
keep that
here in
behind
the
them for
morning
the...
to assess the damage to see if an actual tornado did touch down.
Well,
And there's a lot of debris still out on the roads.
Okay.
Take a listen to what one man
Sound
had
on
to
P3?
say who was on his way from home when the rain came. He said he actually had to
Stand
lay
by
on the
sound
ground
P3.
as the storm passed
Track
over.
3.
Went smack
Coming out
over
to
my
Tasia and Levy
house,
1 next.
and all I could do was lay down between my house and my neighbor's house, and I deliberately saw it just sound like a roaring lion, like a freight train. I mean, it was just devastating. First thing I thought, just lay down. I laid between my house and my sister's house, and I tell
Stand by
you, it
Tasia
just,
and Levy 1.
you know, I thank God to be alive.
Mike Tasia, she's full.
One thing to note,
Coming out the boxes on camera 1
whether they went
and
off
live
or
view
not.
4.
Well, SEMA says they did not go off, and that's because at the time when this happened, we were not under any warnings or watches.
Stand by boxes
Reporting
on
live in
camera 1
Garden
and live
City,
view 4.
Tasia Reed, WTOC News.
Mike, come on, boxes are
Turning now
up.
to Sean Evans.
Singing
Many
out to
people
Levy 4
living
out of
and
this.
working along Highway 80 simply caught off guard.
Stand by
As
Sean and
Tasia
Levy 4.
just said, no warnings, no watches in effect at the time. The damage and debris left behind by that powerful storm is incredible.
That's right. Sean Evans is joining us live now at the east end of the stretch of Highway 80, still closed near a hard-hit truck
Rory
stop.
Stinger, Mike Sean. Levy 4 is full. Well, via on P1.
Yeah, guys, the 80 truck stop was one of more than a dozen businesses damaged here along this stretch. The back side of the roof caved in. You can see here over my shoulder some trucks here in the parking lot damaged as well as they sat here.
Stand by VMP1.
Now also
Cool.
in the parking lot,
double
this
slots in P2.
SUV you're seeing video of right now, passengers had gone inside that truck stop when the wind tossed a shed into the side of their vehicle. Bystanders and emergency officials alike assessed the damage following the storm, some not able to take their eyes off the devastated storefronts and piles of debris all around them.
Stand by stop. Track 2.
I've never seen it like this before.
This is double slots.
It's unbelievable. I'm speechless.
Oh, you got one more
I've
side
lived
up
over
in
here
this.
for
It's
several
actually
years,
triple
but I've
slot.
never seen anything like this before.
Coming back to
I
Sean
was
and
driving
Levy
right
4
over
after
here,
this
that
last
red
stop.
brick building right there. And when I got up to the building, all of a sudden you heard the boom and you saw like the lightning and there was blue sparks like it hit something. And then all of a sudden it was on us. There was nothing else to think about.
Mike Sean. Sean's full. Singing out to iPad out of
Gilliard
this.
there says he's going to be working very closely with Garden City's mayor and council as they assess the damage, figure out where the needs are. As soon as the damage is assessed, he's going to be contacting the governor's office to see what help they can get from the state level.
Stand by.
Reporting live in Garden
Singing out
City,
to an iPad.
Sean Evans, WTOC
Mike
News.
Anchors, Rory Stinger.
Sean, thank you for that.
iPad's
Taking
up.
a live look now at the Georgia Power outage map.
We're out the boxes
More
out
than
of
100
this
outages
with camera
reported throughout
1,
the
the
Garden City
iPad,
area this
and
evening.
Elizabeth and Levy
On
2.
the scene, assessing those down power lines and working to
Stand
restore
by
the
boxes.
electricity just as quickly as possible.
Box are up.
Elizabeth
Singing out to
Rollins
Levy
now
2.
joining us live. Elizabeth, what are you hearing from Georgia Power tonight?
Rory Singer, Mike Elizabeth. Elizabeth is full.
Well, guys, officials are
Hello,
telling me
VLP3.
that it could be several hours before the power is restored. They've been working tirelessly for
Stand by
several
VLP3.
hours now. You
Clear
can see
live
the
bug.
scene
We're
behind
gonna
me. They're
keep
just
on for a
actually
second.
lined up. I don't know if you can see that stretch. Multiple different power poles, many of which were split in half this afternoon
Stand by
when
VLP3.
that storm moved through.
VLP3
These guys
is
are
full.
from Pike Electric. They're contracted by Georgia Power.
Stand by P1.
They're out here to replace several of those power lines and power poles around here. Now, police tell me that they'll have patrols out here all night because they've already had issues with looters targeting damaged businesses, and that's even more of a
Stand by,
concern while
Sergeant
the
P1.
power is out. Some businesses are hoping to reopen tomorrow. I spoke to an employee who says he saw flying debris heading towards them, and that's when they ran for shelter inside.
Track 1.
The only thing I could
John shot is good at the
think
wall.
from that point is
Come back to Elizabeth and Levy
all
2
the
out of this.
customers that were outside and all the employees inside. You can see a bunch of debris flying everywhere, and thankfully
Stand
we
by,
were
Elizabeth.
lucky. You know, they didn't directly hit us. As soon as it got to the parking lot, it turned out that way.
Mike Elizabeth. She's full.
Now,
Coming
the
out to
Red Cross does have their
VLP2 with the
disaster
anchors
team
reading.
out here
It'll actually
helping
be
with
David
the
reading.
efforts. Of course, have a long way to go. Again, the power
Get a
could be
mic
several
check
hours
and where?
before it is restored. So be patient if
We'll get a
you're
mic
one
check
of
in
those
Levy
folks
1.
that doesn't have power. Of course, we'll
Stand
continue
by
to follow the
VLP2
story
with
with
David reading.
several days because there will be
have no
more
audio bars
recovery
in one
down the
yet.
road. More live in
Stand by
Garden City.
VLP2.
Elizabeth Rollins, WTOC News.
Mike Anchors, VO's up.
I want to show you a look now at
Coming out
the
to an
map
iPad out of
current
this with
road
the anchor still
closures
reading.
in
It'll be
Garden
Dawn's read.
City. This is important for commuters now and in the morning. From this storm damage, Highway 80 at Burnside Avenue and Chatham Parkway, Alfred Street at
Coming
Highway
out to an
80,
iPad with
and 3rd
Dawn
Street
reading.
at Highway 80. Travelers are asked to avoid all these areas
got no
right
audio
now,
from Jamie.
especially across Highway 80. Once we have an update from city leaders, we'll pass it along to you, so stay
Stand by, iPad.
connected to WTOC.com in the morning before you head in your morning commute.
Right here on WTOC.com, you can stay
Jamie's
up to date
floated.
on
We're
the
coming out to
damage
camera 1 out of
reports.
this.
There's also a slideshow with photos sent in by all of you.
Stand by, camera
you
1.
can keep sending those pictures by using pics at WTOC.com. And please be careful when you go out there trying to take pictures of damage.
Yeah, we want to turn now from
Sing
the
out to
storm
John next.
damage reports to what caused all
Stand by,
this
John.
damage.
Let's check in now with our
Mike,
chief
John.
meteorologist, John Weatherby.
Rory Singer.
And you can keep up to date with an interactive radar on WTOC.com, our first alert weather day.
Jamie
Things
is
are
floated.
really
It's
quieting
blocked.
down, though a new line is just developed here from Statesboro up to
We'll have
Scriven.
8:21
There's
through
no
25
warnings on
after
that
this.
particular line, but we're
8:19
seeing
and
some
20 are
locally heavy
floated.
rainfall. Here's noon today.
So David
And
will be
watch
reading this
how
next
the
video on
storms
P1.
progress toward the Savannah area. Tornado warnings in several
camera
of our
1, get a
inland
single of
counties.
Dawn, please.
Here's where the storm passed Savannah just before
Whenever
6
you get a
o'clock.
second.
That's when we got the possible tornado across Garden City. And here
Thank
we are
you.
now with things continuing to drift out of the way. It was 5:55. Emergency management reporting the fact that we had a tornado
right,
in
thank
Garden
you.
City. That will need to be confirmed by the National Weather Service. Look at the other wind damage, hail damage in Jessup. A lot of different possibilities, and they all played out for this first alert weather day, including some locally heavy rainfall here tonight. 1.7 inches in Effingham County, 2.3, 2.2 inches farther inland. Some other folks saw no rain at all, including most of our island communities. 86/100ths of an inch was our official rainfall for today with our 74 degrees. Cooling just a bit where there's still some rain
Coming out to
falling, but this is not
VLP1
going to
with
cool that much
David reading.
very quickly as we go through the night. In fact, we'll start the morning from the 50s into the 60s. We'll get a little shot of some cooler air. The winds are going to pick up. That's what's going to make the difference. You'll see
Stand
that
by
in our first
VLP1.
alert forecast right
Mike
into the
Anchors.
weekend. Coming up on WTOC.
VO's up.
And take a look at this picture.
Oh,
This is
sound by
John
P2.
Wilson. He was parked at the Garden City Terminal when that storm came rushing through. He says the wind blew his truck over. John
Stand by,
was taken
Silent
to
P2.
Memorial Hospital, discharged just a couple hours later. We caught up with him when he went back to his truck straight
Stand by,
from the
Silent P2.
hospital to assess the damage.
Track 2.
Just quickly grab the
Oh, VO
passenger
tag,
seat
don't come out the door on
and
camera
lay my
1.
head
What's up,
down
Ken?
inside and into it, and just
Hold
took
it there,
the
Mark.
impact. And all the windows came busting in, and start shaking. And I just closed my eyes and just prayed the Lord, hey, watch over me. And it just lifted my truck up, and I don't know what all happened.
Stand by the
I just
anchors.
felt like it just totally just snatched it up.
Mike Anchors,
Wow.
Coming out to Dawn on
Mr.
camera
Wilson,
1.
we are just glad
Stand by Dawn on
you
camera
were
1.
okay.
Dawn's full.
Well, we're
Let's sing out to
following some more
VMP3.
breaking news tonight. Savannah Chatham County Schools announcing
Mic check and
it
love you,
has
one.
selected a new
Rory Singer.
superintendent.
VMP3
They've
is
chosen
up.
Dr. Ann Levette.
Thank you. Sticking out to Live U2 with the anchors reading out of this. Jamie's mic is good.
Yep. And Chief Academic
Sticking out to Live
Officer.
U2 with the anchors reading for
A search has
tease
been
music out of
underway
this.
since
We
Dr.
teased
Thomas
after this.
Lockley announced his retirement.
Stand by tease music.
97 completed and submitted those applications. That was followed by interviews. Just today, the 4 remaining candidates return for a second round of interviews. The
Sticking
board
up to Live
saying
U2
it
with
has
the anchors reading for
identified the
teases.
individual whom they feel demonstrates the strongest qualifications for leading the school district forward.
Rory Singer, tease music.
Heading back out live
Live is
now
full.
to Garden City for you. All of this damage is going to take a long time to clean up. Our Tasia
We're on
Reed joins us
to-
live after the break. She'll be joined
Ramon.
by Chatham County's Public Information Officer to explain a bit more about that.
And switching over
wraps
to
her
a
up.
live picture of our radar now, Chief Meteorologist
Let's take a
John
break out of
Weatherby
this.
will walk us through the damage and detail what's ahead in the forecast.
Till much. Play the break. Good block, everyone.
WTOC was the only local station to receive a 2018 Southeast Emmy Award for Best Newscast Director.